Good evening and welcome to the Oliveboard platform. My name is Marut Sharma, your logical reasoning expert, and we are here today to start this wonderful session to give a kickstarter to this course of IB ACIO Grade-II Executive 2025. Right now, this complete batch will be covering all the relevant aspects of your examination, Tier 1, 2, and 3. So we'll be there with you in the interview prep as well. So I'll take you through the complete journey for today's session. Right. Today's session, we are not going to study anything specific, but I'm not going to let you go just, empty-handed like this. So what we'll do is today we'll practice a full set of logical reasoning from IB ACIO previous year question. So I'll show you the shift also. You can verify that on Google as well. We'll just go through the whole shift and you'll get a fair idea of what exactly it is. A lot of our students have this notion that, okay, IB ACIO is at par your SSC CGL examination. Well, that's not true. A lot of people have a notion that IB ACIO is extremely difficult. It is as good as UPSC. Well, that is not true as far as certain subjects are concerned. Okay, yes, maybe GK, maybe current affairs, somehow you can relate it to that level, but alone only those subjects are not going to decide what is the overall level of the paper. So keeping that in mind, you can place this somewhere in between SSC and UPSC. So if you are an SSC or a railway aspirant, so what you need to do is you need to push a little bit more. You need to be more focused on how your overall approach is going to be and then appear and prepare for this examination, right? So I'll just go through your doubts and we'll start this session right away. Not audible? Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Wait, let me just check it out. I don't know why this issue is happening. Yes, is it okay now? No, I'm not on mute actually. This had some audio issue. Is it okay now? Dhanush, Gautam, Yogesh, Sharvari. Just any one person. Okay, thank you so much. And hopefully, yeah, okay, visibility is also there. Perfect, thank you so much. So what I have said so far, only I'll just repeat it quickly. So I'd only told you that there's a common notion that a lot of people feel that the IB ACIO examination is at par your SSC CGL exams. Well, that is not 100% true. Now, why do I say that? Because and a lot of people also think that no, it is it is at par the UPSC level. That is also not true. If I talk about certain subjects, okay, it is somewhat nearer or closer to the SSC exam, but not exactly similar. But if I talk about, let's say, GK or current affairs, it is closer to UPSC examination. So there is a gap there. So the best placement is somewhere between SSC and UPSC. So if you are an SSC aspirant, a railway aspirant, your preparation has to be slightly more guided towards IB ACIO if you really want to crack this examination. Also, despite this is a one-day examination, but this is not only a 2-tier exam. This one has a Tier 3 interview as well. So that also changes a lot of aspects. That is why the perfect placement is there in between. So you need to put in that extra effort. You need to walk that extra milestone, and then this will be clear for you, right? So what I had also told you was today's session is not only going to be about introduction, right? I am also going to practice with you the previous year paper of IB ACIO. So I'll show you the shift number so that you can verify that also. And we'll practice the questions of reasoning section so that you have a fair idea, right? So let's start. This is, that's me. You can already see that. So I'll be teaching general intelligence, logical reasoning to you. And this is what our syllabus looks like. So every aspect of your syllabus will be covered here. Whatever points have been mentioned, the corresponding topics have been given here. Series and patterns. So we'll be taking care of number series, letter series, everything, all sorts of patterns in this particular session. Analogies and odd one out. So analogies and classifications, basically both the topics will be covered here together. Coding, decoding will be covered here separately. Blood relations will be covered here separately. Direction sense test, obviously not a lot of questions have been observed in the past few years, but still we'll cover that because it's a part of your syllabus. Order and ranking we'll take care of. Order aspect is more important. Ranking based simple questions have been observed in IB ACIO. Calendars and clocks, I haven't seen them personally in the recent examinations, but we'll still go through them because it's there in the syllabus. Statement, assumption, statement, conclusion, cause and effect. These three, okay, decision making, and I would add some more topics here. This is the critical reasoning aspect, and this is very, very important as far as your IB ACIO examination is concerned. Now, what is the difference? What is the difference between IB ACIO and SSC? If you are saying that, if I am saying that reasoning is not different, it is at par SSC only, just a slightly different approach. So it is somewhat correct, but the way of asking the question changes. Like when you'll see today only, I have mentioned the topic blood relations here, but there is only one question on blood relations in the whole paper. Okay, this is 2024 last year examination. Only one question on blood relation in the whole shift. But that one question is not directly from blood relations. It is put across in the form of assertion and reason. And it will confuse you totally. If you are looking at it for the first time, you will be able to solve it, but it will take up a lot of your time. Okay, and that is what also needs to be avoided here. So be careful, the way of presenting the question is going to change, so your practice will change accordingly. Okay, and otherwise critical reasoning is very important. Statement based questions are common here, right? We will also study artificial language. A lot of people don't know what this is because this was never a part of any SSC or railway examinations till now. Artificial language is somewhat in tandem to coding decoding. So I will connect class 3 and class 12 basically, but just an extra aspect of coding decoding. Okay, this is somewhat like Chinese coding, artificial language, but in a very reformed way, right? So we'll take care of that. Then this is already covered in critical reasoning, decision making. Then we'll shift to data sufficiency, another important aspect, another important topic, and input, output and puzzles. Puzzles are also very important. Puzzle sitting arrangement, we'll cover them here, and input, output, we'll look at some basic questions, okay, which can be asked. So this is overall how reasoning will be taken care of for the theory sessions. Now I'll tell you, I'll take you to the complete session here, that what all you need to do and how you need to progress about it. Okay, we have some questions. I'll take some questions now. Now it's clear, not clear. Nagaraju, is it not clear now? Is there some issue? You let me know. Okay. Now exam structure, I think most of you already know this. So your examination, 100 questions divided into 5 sections. Okay, 100 questions divided into 5 sections this time. Each section, current affairs has 20 questions. Each section will have 20 questions. For us, what is important here in this session is logical, reasoning and aptitude, and others, quantitative, GK, GS, current affairs and English will have 20 questions each. Levels will change slightly, approach will change, way of asking the question will also change. So be careful about that. The marking scheme is +1, -0.25 and 3-tier examination. So tier 1 is about whatever we are talking about here. Then after qualifying this, you go to tier 2. So 10 times the number of students will qualify for tier 1. So the number of vacancies for tier 2, that ways they will be selected for tier 2. Then you will sit for your descriptive examination in English. Okay, for that also there will be separate sessions. Aditi ma'am will explain that to you. So that, Kapil sir will explain that to you, sorry. And that will be taken from there. Okay, and that will continue. Then after your English descriptive, we'll move on to the interview preparation. So most probably I will only take your interview preparation sessions, but that will also, we'll come to that later on. Okay, so this is how it's going to work on. Cool. Now, what is the course objective? So what is the purpose of this course? What are you supposed to do in this course? What is the purpose of this course? So far from previous year questions, I can see probably TCS only, but I'll have to confirm that. Yogesh. Okay. Now, so the course objective is we'll be practicing previous year questions and we will be restricted on those type of questions which have been asked in the past, and we'll be checking variations in them. Okay, so obviously we'll not be only sticking to IB ACIO questions, but I would say IB ACIO and similar questions for extensive in-depth practice. That is the main purpose of this course, right? We have also provided recorded theory sessions for you in case some people, some students out of you who still want to go through the complete theory, right? So for them there will be separate, there are separate sessions provided for that also. So these are student to-dos. What you need to do is you need to go through the recorded theory sessions and you need to actively participate in the community section. So there is a community section, the access to which will be provided to you. We all the faculties, your mentors and all of you will be a part of that community specifically dedicated to IB ACIO batch. So whatever your queries, your questions, you can put it there. You can also tag us there if you want, the teachers. So if at all there is some, like let's say you have a reasoning doubt, so you can tag, you can write @, there will be a list of all the teachers. You can click my name and write your doubt. It will directly come to me. It will be routed to me. Or if you want to ask a generic query, okay, anything technical or anything else, you know, I cannot hear the sound in these sessions, or there is some issue, the recordings are not there, you can put a general query, somebody from the general tech team will answer you. But be active here as much as possible, stay in touch so that you get better guidance on the way. That is the basic understanding of what I had to tell you, what I had to share with you. Now let's not waste any further time, and we'll just start with the practice. Agreed? Everybody on the same page with me here? Okay. So we'll start with this, so you'll get a feel of what kind of questions we are going to practice in this whole batch. IB ACIO 17th January 2024 shift 1. This is the morning shift, 8:30 to 9:30. %, Gautam Krishna so far. Depends on the vacancies and all. Okay. Now we'll start. So that's the minimum qualifying criteria. That much you have to clear. But the overall cutoff will be depending on how many vacancies, how many people sit for the exam, etc. etc. Okay. So here, this is the first question. Just look at the question here. And if we want, I can add the timer also here. That will make it more interesting, I believe. So I'll give you timings according to the question. If the question I feel it is slightly difficult, I'll increase the time. Answers, everybody in the chat box, I need you to participate. Everybody in the chat box can answer for this particular question. Very good. This is pretty easy. This is a direct question of ranking. This exact set you can find online also. Oliveboard will also try to provide you with the papers as soon as possible. You can find it online also. So Pratik ranks 22nd from the top and 27th from the bottom. How many total students are there in the class? 22 plus 27 minus 1. That's it. And there is no rocket science here. 49 minus 1 is 48. Option A is the right answer. That's it. That's all you had to do here. Okay. Everybody needs to participate, guys. No ifs and buts there. Okay, this is your second question. I am staying out of the frame so that you can see clearly, okay? You can look at the question clearly. Answers in the chat box, everybody. So you can take it as A, B, C, D, okay? So what is happening here? So we'll start from here. 4 is being flipped first. So this is gone. Now S is being flipped, same. M is being flipped, same. Now P is being flipped. So definitely D will not be formed. This is gone. 5 is being flipped and Y. This will be true. This will not be true. It's pretty easy. This is my correct answer. So I'll label it as option B. Option B is the right answer. Easy. Pretty easy mirror image based question. Same. Similar to SSC railway pattern only. Nothing new, nothing difficult. Oops, sorry. I think 10 seconds was enough for this question, but still I'm giving you 20 seconds. Yes. IB ACIO previous year paper, guys. Reasoning section. This will give you a clear understanding of what you can expect in your examination. Good. So 4 words are given. We need to choose the odd one out. Yen, euros, yuan and Piching. So Piching will be the correct answer. Option 3 is the correct one. Why? Because this is the capital of China. These 3 are currencies of different countries. This is of the European Union, this is of China and this is of Japan. Cool? Next, this one again slightly interesting but not very difficult. You can expect this question, these kind of questions in SSC also. So that is why now you will see why there was a comparison being drawn with SSC in all these examinations. Because you can see parallels, but it is not exactly the same. I'll show you. Gradually we will progress towards there also. This one is interesting, but still not difficult. You'll be able to get it. Anyone? Okay, see. 458 and 230. What are we doing here? 230 into 2 is 460. So we are basically what we are doing is we are dividing this by 2, you can divide this by 2 first, divide this by 2 and add 1, right? Yeah, divide this by 2 and add 1. So this was 229 plus 1. Okay, divide this by 2 plus 1. So this is 115 plus 1 is 116. Divide this by 2 plus 1. This would have been 58 plus 1. This should have been 59, no? Right? But it is given to be 60. And 59 divided by 2, 59 divided by 2 is 29.5 plus 1 would have become 30.5. So which one is the wrong one? The question is asking you what is the wrong term. So the wrong term is option 1, 60. Now your approach can be different for each one. Either you can come from the back, no problem, but then this will create a problem. Okay, or what you can do is you can maybe add 2 and then divide by 2, add 2 and then divide by 2, also correct, not a problem. The choice is yours. Whatever operation you perform, the logic should satisfy and you should get your answer. Cool? Next. Now look at this one. So I'll give you what? 50 seconds I'll give you for this. Cool? 50 seconds is enough. Try to do it in 50 seconds. Everybody needs to participate. All of you who are watching the session, the more you participate, the more confident you are going to get. Anyone? So it's like a puzzle only, but a sitting based puzzle. Simple sitting based puzzle they are drawing. Okay. Should I draw it here only on the next page? I'll draw it here only. So 6 girls are sitting in a straight line. Okay, let me draw it on the next page because it will not be visible otherwise. So 6 girls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sitting in a straight line facing north. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. And they are of different professions: lawyer, doctor, chef, clerk, teacher and engineer. Okay. B is second to the left of D and C is third to the right of D. B is second to the left of D and C is third to the right of D. Now this is only possible if 6 people they are sitting like this: B, D and C. Cool? Coming back. Only doctor is sitting between clerk and chef. Okay. Engineer is second to the left of lawyer. Okay. Clerk is sitting at one of the extreme ends. That means out of B and C, one of them is a clerk. Next. F is a teacher, C is a lawyer. So now they have mentioned that C is a lawyer. That means B is the clerk, F is the teacher. Now we'll read again whatever we have missed. Only doctor is sitting between clerk and chef. So if this is the clerk, this is the chef. So this is the doctor. So F is definitely not here. And engineer is second left of lawyer. So lawyer, this is the engineer. So we have only one position for the teacher, which is this, which is F. And now they are saying that E is not the immediate neighbor of F. So E is here. So who is here? A. A is here. This is the arrangement. Done. The question is asking me which of the following statements are true. E is an engineer, is it? No. A is an engineer. So this one is incorrect. The doctor is sitting at third place to the left of the teacher. Doctor is third left to the teacher. Yes, it's correct. Engineer is sitting to the immediate right of the chef. Engineer is sitting immediate right of the chef. Correct. So only 2 and 3 follow, which is option 2. Cool. Option 2. Not very difficult, but you'll have to be quick at this. Okay. It's not simple sitting arrangement. It's not simple puzzle. It's a mixture of both. Slightly, I would say, half a level above. Right? Next. Now this is again interesting, but I'll not give you more than 30 seconds. You can do it in 30 seconds. Provided you know how to approach these questions. Guys, the participation seems to be wavering off. This is not ideal. I am happy with the number of students watching, but you can try to solve the question and participate. If there is any issue, let me know, that you can increase the time or something. If you have been a regular student in my other classes, Venn diagram, etc., you will know how to approach this one. Very good, Yogesh. Excellent. See, in SSC, often you don't see questions on Venn diagrams based on this, but in railways you do. Simple set theory based Venn diagram. Draw a Venn diagram, you'll get your answer. So whenever they are saying there are three subjects here, mathematics, Hindi and biology. So I'll draw it on the next page only for better clarity. So mathematics, Hindi and biology. I will always draw it like this. Mathematics, Hindi and biology. Now read the question. 88 had taken mathematics, 90 have taken Hindi, 64 had taken biology. 88, 90 and 68, right? '64, sorry. Now 22 students have taken mathematics and bio, 28 have taken maths and Hindi, 24 have taken Hindi and bio, 10 have taken all three. So whenever you know all three, your filling will always start from that only. Your filling inside will always start from that. So 10 have taken all the three subjects. 10 people are common to all the three subjects. Now we'll start reading from here again. 22 students have taken mathematics and bio. Mathematics and bio has been taken by 22 students. That means this region is 22. Okay. This much is already 10. So how much is this? 12. And 24 have taken Hindi and bio. Fine. 28 have taken maths and Hindi. 28 have taken maths and Hindi. Again 10 have gone here. So 18 are left here. The question is asking you, find how many students have taken maths only. So you don't have to read any further now. How many have taken maths only? This whole circle is going to be how much? 88. We don't know this value. So this is x plus 18 plus 12 plus 10 is equal to 88. Okay, 18 plus 12, 30 plus 10, 40. So x is equal to 48. Cool. You don't have to solve it like this. Not writing it stepwise and solving it in extreme details. No need of x and all unless it is actually required. You just quickly draw this, put it in the figures and solve. You can use the formula also, but the formula is unnecessarily going to include 3 variables for you because you are not sure of all these 3 values. Only b, only m and only x, h. So it will introduce 3 variables and that will create a lot of confusion. So you have to choose. Sometimes either by the Venn diagram alone you will get your answer. Sometimes alone by the formula only you can get a quicker answer. So you need to be aware about this. Okay. Next, syllogism. Okay. Now, so some good are bad, some good are nice, some bad are cute. Cool. Some bad are not cute. See, the moment you see all 3 statements are positive, negative statement conclusions will never follow. Like that only you can disconnect it. Or you can say bad and cute, there is a relationship of some not will never be true if it is a definite possibility, definite case, sorry. Some nice are good, yes, absolutely. If some good are nice, some nice are already good. So only conclusion 2 follows. There is no rocket science here. It's a simple syllogism based question. Answer 4 is the right answer. Easy? Look at this question. Dice. 20 seconds only. So what will happen after this session is you will slightly be confident about at least the logical reasoning section, I'm sure. And you will understand that why these parallels are being drawn between SSC and IB ACIO. Okay. So you'll get a fair idea, and of course your preparation needs to be pushed up a bit. So you need to work in that direction. So what is the opposite of 37? We can see 37 is in the first figure. Okay. With 37 we have 22 and 39. Do we have 22 and 39 again? Yes, we have it right here. So 37 is opposite to 33. Simple. Okay. This one is interesting. I'll give you 40 seconds for this. Oh, sorry. But you can understand, no? It's in Hindi, English. Okay, I'll show you. 17 January 2024, shift 1. This is the latest IB ACIO examination which was conducted, and this is the exact same reasoning section which you are practicing. Of course, now in the batches our practice will be topic wise, section wise, not subject wise. But in the end we will be having practice marks based on that also. Yes. 24, 12, 169, 66, 14, 263. A lot of people start thinking about this and they get trapped here. Oh, 169, oh, 13 square, 12 plus 1 square. So 14 plus 1, this should be 225. No, not happening, not happening. Okay, this is going to trouble you for a while, but this is also going to help you out, because this perfect square and this smaller number actually gives you a hint. What is that hint? Just subtract 169 and 24 once. What will you get? If I subtract 169 and 24, I'll immediately get 145. Okay, can I relate 12 and 145? Yes, I can subtract this and take the root to get 12. Is that applicable? So if I quickly take the difference of 263 and 66, I get 197, right? And if I subtract 1 and I take a root, I get 14. So I think this works out. So the difference has to be 1 more than the perfect square of the middle number. 122, do you think it's working out? The difference exactly is not 122, so this is gone. 225, yes, it works out here. This is 226. Okay, so 273 minus 47 is 226 minus 1 under the root, it will give me 15. So option B is the right answer. Understood? Again, you can approach with any particular logic. They will be similar to this only. Right and left things will change because it's mathematics, it's equations. But you have to reach your correct answer logically. Cool? This is an excellent question. Okay, take 10 more here. Take 50 seconds. So this is like a statement conclusion question only, but it is not a statement now. It's a short paragraph. So that's the difference. SSC restricts you mostly in statement based questions, though they have started changing that in their tier 2 examinations. Most welcome, Nitya Bacha. Yeah, so slightly changed here. What has changed? That they'll give you a small paragraph, not only a single statement. Now read the paragraph. Infant jaundice is yellow discoloration of newborn baby's skin and eyes which occurs because the baby's blood contains an excess of a yellow pigment called bilirubin. Infant jaundice usually occurs because a baby's liver isn't mature enough to get rid of bilirubin in the bloodstream. Okay. Cool. Why is bilirubin excess in the bloodstream? Because the liver is not mature enough to get rid of this bilirubin. Normally, liver processes the bilirubin and throws it out of your feces. That's how it is mixed and it is thrown out. That is why normally yellow colored feces are normal, right? But because the liver is not mature enough in babies, in infants, what happens is that bilirubin is now excess released in the bloodstream. Now that is carried in the body. So there is a slight skin discoloration, eye discoloration in little kids. Mostly infant jaundice is because of that. Okay. Now which of the following can be concluded from the given information? In some newborn babies suffering from jaundice, the liver is not fully developed, which causes excess bilirubin in the blood. Okay. Now this technically a lot of people will mark as correct. Okay. I'll show you why not. Second one says function of liver is also to remove excess bilirubin from the blood. So basic function of liver, metabolizing fact and all we already know, but it is not mentioned here in the statement. Not important for us. But this function we can conclude that yes, it is to remove excess bilirubin, and that is why, because the liver is immature slightly, it cannot remove that excess bilirubin, and that is why the blood becomes, it has excess amount of bilirubin. So B is true. Excess bilirubin is undesirable for infants only. Why? Is it mentioned anywhere that adults is okay for excess bilirubin for adults? No. In fact, the true biological fact is excess bilirubin is manageable in infants but not in adults. Strictly not in adults. Okay. Next is the color of an infant's skin and eyes is usually yellowish in color. No. It's not usually yellowish. Only when the infant suffers from infant jaundice is when it is yellowish in color. Okay. So infant jaundice is slightly different. Whenever it is infant jaundice, it is because the liver is not fully developed. Now here it is saying in some newborn babies suffering from jaundice. That means can babies have adult jaundice also, which is because of impairment of liver? That is not true. Okay. So the idea is infant jaundice is because their liver is immature. All infant jaundice can be associated to the liver which is immature. That is why you will not take option A as the right one. Only B follows. So option 3 is the correct answer. Now even if at some places option A is also given to be correct, but then you don't have an option because D and C are for surely incorrect. So option A, 1, 2 and 4 will be incorrect always. So even in that case you will get your option 3 only as right. So if at all you are doubtful in that ways, always eliminate what is wrong and that ways also come to the correct conclusion and answer, because sometimes they will not consider this to be an incorrect question. So you will get trapped. Okay. Next. Very good. This is also pretty easy version now. What exactly is happening? So this primary figure, don't look at the arrow. Primary figure is moving 90° clockwise. Okay. And this arrow itself is flipping 180 degrees. See how? If I move this 90° clockwise, this arrow should have been in this direction. Now it flipped 180 degrees. Okay. Now this figure I am flipping 90° clockwise. So this is here. This arrow would have gone at the bottom. It is flipping 180 degrees coming on the top. Now this is flipping 90° clockwise. So the highlighted portion will come on the top. So this figure is gone. Okay. And the arrow will be at the right side. So by 180 flip, it will come on the left side. So this will become my correct answer. So option either you can call it C. Okay. So this you can call it like this. I'll write it here. So this is A, B, C and D. So that's why we have written option C as the correct answer. Okay? Or you could have taken this as B and mentioned it at B, not a problem. But this is the correct one. Cool? Next. Try to do it in 20 seconds if possible. At least for the simple questions, you are well versed by now. You have practiced nicely. So you can attempt this for simple questions. Make it faster. Okay. So A is addition, B is multiplication, D is division, C is subtraction. So this is 2, this is 20, this is 35 minus 5, 30. Option 4 is the right answer. 20 seconds were enough. Next. This also can be done in 20 seconds. But okay, I'll give you 30 seconds, don't worry. You will be like, this guy is behaving as if he has to give time from his pocket. Yes, pretty good, very good. Nice. Common problem in this question is that people don't understand the cyclic movement of letters. That is where everybody goes wrong. X, Z, B, D, F, G. And read the question carefully. Which is incorrect? So this is 24 plus 2, 26, plus 2, 28, that is 2, 2 plus 2, 4, plus 2, 6, plus 2 would have been 8, not G. So option 4 is the correct answer. Easy. Okay. Next. This is the question I have been talking about. Still give you 40 seconds, though it is not required. Or okay, let me, yeah, 40 is enough. Read this carefully. Push yourself. I can, obviously this is not your last day or your last class or your final exam. So we can extend the time a little bit. But 40-50 seconds should be enough for you to solve this question. Okay. Now here in this question, this is showing a coded blood relation form. Okay. But it's not it. That's not it. It's not asking you a simple blood relation question. It is now giving you that now based on this information, they are giving you this additional information as an expression, and they are asking you for this assertion to be true, which reason would be applicable. Now normally in assertion reason based questions, we always check for the validity of assertion also. Okay. But here you have to assume that the assertion is true, then which reason would have been the correct explanation of that assumption. This is what the question is telling you. For that first you need this expression. So H ampersand N, H is the father of N, N plus Y, N is the sister of Y, Y equal to K, Y is the daughter of K, and K equal to C, K is the daughter of C. This much we know. The question, the assertion is saying H is U's sister's husband. H is the husband of U's sister. That means U, whatever it is, has to be related to K. This is what we are looking for. I'll write it in blue here so that we know this is the assertion, right? Has to be U's sibling. Now look at the first one, D ampersand U. That means D is the father of U. Is that helping you out anyway? No, this reason is useless. The second one says U hash C. U is the son of C. If U is the son of C, then definitely U will be the brother of K. So H will be the husband of U's sister. So this assertion will be right when reason B is correct. So only B is the reason behind the assertion. Option 2 is the correct answer. Got it? Now what's the difficulty? Oh my god, this is so different. SSC has never asked a question like this. What is different here? Only the way of presenting the question has changed, nothing else. Did you understand? And majority of you, if you come across this question in your examination, why is it going to seem challenging initially? Is because while reading only, you will not be able to understand what you have to do here. So what you'll do is you'll read it twice, you'll see again what needs to be done, then you'll understand, then maybe some of you will answer. And the moment you'll answer, you'll feel, oh, this was easy only. But okay, yeah, good, I'm happy that I did it. But while solving this, you actually wasted a lot of time and you could not solve, maybe you solved 2-3 questions less than what you could have. Why? Because this is something new. This is novelty. Novelty leads to nervousness. It's as simple as that. So the more you practice, the more variation you bring in your practice, the better your approach is going to be for your final examination. Because we are not sure of what exactly is going to happen. Now look at this one. I'm going to give you 40 seconds here or maybe 50. You'll realize why. Look at the question. Today I am giving you 50, but in the exam, restrict it to 40 if possible. Don't leave the session, guys. It's very useful for you. I told you, towards the end, we'll be discussing questions which are actually slightly challenging and different from how SSC asks question in the reasoning section. Good. Now, what is happening here? They are saying that plot is 63. So, quickly if you calculate 16, 12, 15, 20, you will get 63. Okay, that's pretty easy. Soup is 71 again. 19, 15, 21, 16 is 71. Okay, so that pretty much answers our question. We know the logic is very easy, but the question is not simply matching, simply getting the logic. Now the question is asking you match how many of them are correct. So what is the code for like? Quickly check. With 1, what do you need? With 1, I will quickly write 12, 9, 11, 5. 9, 11 is 20, 17. So this is 37. So 1 and x are correct. 1 and x, so this is gone. 1x, 1x, 1x. Anything else which is common in all these three? No. You'll have to check now. What do I check? If 2y is correct, then this will be right. And if 2w is correct, then this will be right. So I will definitely check 2y and 2w only. No, why do I check 3? So I'll check this. So this is 4, 15, 19, 5. Okay. 4, 5 is 9. 9 plus 15 is 24. 24 and 43. Is it right? No, it's not right. It's not right only. That means neither this is right nor this is right. 2 is wrong. So only option 2 is the correct answer. That means only 1 is x and 3 has to be with w. There is no other option. Okay, that's how you smartly use your options and get to your answer. Right? Anybody, any issue here? Good, very good, Yogesh. Next. I'll do this in 20 also. "20 seconds you can do this question. Just need to arrange in a meaningful order. So Dhanbad, India, world, Jharkhand, universe. Either we start from universe, there's 5, then world, then Jharkhand. No, obviously not right, so gone. So now we have to start from the beginning only. So 1, 4, 2, the third position. So we start from Dhanbad, Jharkhand, India, obviously in the world. So in the end we'll have the universe. Option 4 is the right answer. Easy. Okay. Another interesting question. Not difficult at all. Easy. but interesting. I'll give you 50 seconds for this. Again, too much. You can restrict it in 40 next time. Okay. Now let's look at the question. So in a class, 6 students are there and they are obtaining different marks out of 100. Okay. Total is 100. Fine. The ratio between T and S is 2:3. Okay. P is obtaining 50% marks. So basically P has gotten 50 only, no, out of 100. That is 50%. R obtains 5 marks less than P. So R has 45. U obtains 1.5 times. 1.5 is 3 by 2. 3 by 2, 25 into 3, 75. So U is 75. T obtains less than U but more than R. So T is less than U, more than R. R is 45, U is 75. T is somewhere in the middle. Okay. Q is 20 marks more than T. So Q is 20 plus T. Ratio between T and U is 45. Oh, sorry, 4:5. So if 5R is 75, R is 15. 15 into 4 is 60. So T has scored 60 marks. If T has scored 60, this is 2 into 30. So 3 into 30 will be 90. So S has scored 90 and Q has scored 60 plus 20, which is 80. So we know that everybody's score now. Easy? Pretty easy now. Nothing difficult. Now they are asking you which of the following is true based on the given information. S obtains 90% marks, which is the highest among all. Yes, correct. Second one says the ratio between P and Q is 5:8. So this is P, this is Q, and it is 5:8. So this is also correct. So both 1 and 2, option 4 will be the correct answer. Now sometimes they'll play a simple trick with you. What they'll do is after writing this whole question, somewhere here they will write which of the following is not true based on the given information. That's it. And your answer would have become straight away neither 1 nor 2. But gone, everybody will answer 4 and they'll move on. So be careful about these little things. These are the changes which they will bring and that is how they'll make it difficult. Okay. This is okay, 30 seconds at least I'll give you. You need to find the odd one out. You can take this as A, B, C, D. Odd one out. Observe what is happening. So what is happening here? If you see, in this direction it's a water image and in this direction it's a mirror image. From here to here if you're going, water image, mirror image. Okay, same here, mirror image, water image. What about here? Yeah, mirror image. Cool. But here if you go like this is water image and this is mirror image. So this becomes the odd one out. Option D is the right answer. Cool. Next. Simple coding decoding question this is. But I am giving you more time because of the difference in the type of question, the approach of the question. Okay. Now decoding this is going to take some time. Slightly, not a lot. So what you'll do is, obviously first you'll check, okay, 14 plus 4 is 18, 1 plus 2 is 3, but 16 is the same, then t is reverse. You will not understand what is happening. Okay. From the back also there is no sense. That means crisscross something is happening. Vowel consonant also no logic. So if you look at it this way, and the spelling is incorrect definitely. They have done that on purpose. And now if you observe 14, 16, you could have written the place values also, you would have figured it out. 14, 16, 16, 18, 1, 3. So we are adding plus 2 in the cross. 21, 23, 5, 7, 14, 16 plus 2. And this one here is simply reverse. That is the code. Okay. Now based on this you need to find out which of the following pairs are correct. Okay. So one thing is for sure, what? That 3 and Z are definitely true. So we don't need to check 3 and Z. This is done. Okay. Now what do we check? We will check. We'll check 4y first. Okay. We'll check 4y first. So 4y. So certain and this. So we'll have CERTAIN. Third position should be the, fourth position should be a reverse letter. So 4y, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, t cannot have t as here. It has to be the reverse. So 4y is also not true. So this is gone. Okay. Now what do we check? We'll check 2w. Should we check? 2w mounted. Can we say fourth is n here? Fourth is m. Okay. So u is 21, 23, 13, 15 and 15, 17. Okay, works. And 2 plus 2, 6, t plus 2, v, and 5 plus 2, 7. This works. 2w works. So this is also gone now. This is there. Now we'll have to check 4x now. Certain, fourth letter, 1, 2, 3, fourth letter is m. Again, this is not true. So option 2 is my correct answer. Okay. So this is how you'll identify. Pick up one option, pick up one logic and keep applying that. Majorly you will get your answers there. Now see, such a simple question. In the same question you will get in SSC also. Similar questions you have seen there always. It's nothing new. What you do here there is you crack it, you apply it in one question, apply it in one word, get your answer, move ahead. By the time you could have done 3 questions of simple coding decoding, you are doing 1 in IB ACIO. That is the difference. That's all there is, nothing else. If you understand this little crux point, it will make your life very easy. This is the last question for today's session. Data sufficiency. Pretty easy. You'll be able to manage it easily. So data sufficiency, a simple question is given to you. If Karthik is the brother of Preeti, how is Karthik related to Amrita? If Karthik is the brother of Preeti, how is Karthik related to Amrita? First statement says, Amrita is the daughter of Raghav, who is the son of Preeti's mother Seema. Who is the son of Preeti's mother Seema. So now we know how Karthik, the brother of Preeti, will be related to Amrita. Okay, we know. We don't know. We don't want the relationship, but we know. So one alone is sufficient. Do we have either or sufficient? No. So that means option 2 is the only correct possibility. Okay, but even if you check Seema, Prashant and Amrita, there is no mention of either Preeti or Karthik. So you will not be able to relate them at all from the second one. Though we didn't even have to check that. Because if it was either 1 or 2, that means if 1 alone is correct, 2 alone can also be correct. In that case, you would have had to check it. But it's not there. So from the options only, you will conclude that only 1 is the correct answer. So option 2 is the right answer. Okay, done. So with that, we finish today's demo session of logical reasoning for IB ACIO, just to give you an understanding of what reasoning is all about. Okay, what kind of questions we'll be practicing and how we'll be moving ahead topic wise now. Okay, so just doing mixed questions is not going to help us out. So my idea from here on will be focusing more on PYQs and PYQ based variations from parallel examinations also. That's what I always do in my classes, and that enables you to have a broader horizon, a wider scope in which you can be much at ease as compared to another aspirant. Okay, but your preparation needs boost, your preparation needs that extra support. Be careful of that. It is not at par SSC, it is something different. You need to prepare it, but yes, the ground can be taken from SSC. You need to build up on that, right? So with that, I'll end the session here, guys. Thank you so much for joining live. Now, this being a demo session, I'll be waiting for your feedback. So do leave a 5-star if you felt the class was good enough and if you understood everything, right? And be generous, and do leave some comments, some feedback if you found that okay, this was useful for me, or if you would want some points or some aspects that could have been better, you can let me know and I'll work on that. Thank you so much for joining live, guys. Bye bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Good night. Most welcome, bacha.